Welcome back. In studio now is Ryan with the Lake Crystal Area Recreation Center. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And very exciting times at the rec center.
It is. It's an exciting time for all the Mankato area with everything going on with My Place and Grace Church and Children's Museum. Just it's a good time for things to happen, and the Lake Crystal Rec Center's expansion to an indoor playground is just the next great thing.
Yeah, so let's talk about that expansion. You just recently got a big donation for it. What is the big attraction? And the indoor playground, of course, I'm sure that's the main thing.
Yeah, well, this so your last person talked about how sometimes the summer's not so great for animals. Well, in the wintertime, what do you do with kids that are 3 to 10 years old?
Tell me about it.
Like there's days that it's 30 degrees below zero, and even in the summer there's days when it's 95 degrees outside. So where do you go to those on those days, and what do you do with your kids? And if you look at all the places that are being built nowadays, when there's a new rec center built or a place being renovated, they're putting indoor playgrounds in there so the kids have a place to go. It's rainy, stormy days, freezing cold days, the longest winter ever in Minnesota, it felt like this year. So that's what we're envisioning and planning to build.
How big is it for this area to be able to have something like that to kind of go to, especially when we see some of the bubbles popping up and everybody's kind of game planning, I guess, for those long winters?
Yeah, I think it's a long needed amenity, and certainly there's again wonderful places like Fallenstein Playground and the Children's Museum that they each serve a different purpose, and we're hoping that this fills another need, where parents can go and kids can get that real recreation. Certainly we have the swimming pool and there's gyms, but this is something different.
Well, yeah, and I think what's really cool about the rec center is that it appeals to both kids and adults. I mean, people of all ages can utilize your space.
Exactly, and what we hear a lot from people is, do you have babysitting, or is there a place for, can we work out with our kids? And a lot of times you see at these parks, the parents are sitting there on a bench or on a chair looking at their phone, and their kid is playing, and the parent doesn't get to exercise. So part of what we're doing is we're going to incorporate a small exercise area for adults that'll have a couple treadmills and maybe an exercise bike. So mom or dad or whoever's with the kids can maybe they can walk a mile on a treadmill while their kids are running around too.
Boy, that is handy. That's awesome. And let's talk timeline for that. What are we looking at?
So a lot of it depends on funding. So we're probably about a third of the way into our goal of about 1.3 to 1.5 million of raising right now, and we're working with major donors and grantors at this point. If things went really well, maybe in this fall, but the realistic timeline is shovel in the ground would be next year.
All right, and you guys also have an event coming up, the duathlon.
We do. This is, I believe, our 11th annual duathlon. So if you're somebody who wants to get out and do a triathlon or something like that, but the thing that's been keeping you is the swim part, then the duathlon is really for you. So it's a run, bike, run, 2-mile run, about a 13-mile bike, and then a 5K run at the end. And you can do it by yourself or you can do it as a team.
I love that, taking out the swimming.
Yeah.
And when will that be?
So that's Saturday, June 17th. So I believe that's Father's Day. So it could be a father-daughter team, father-son team, that kind of thing, or just something for the whole family to do.
And how can people sign up for that?
Go to lcarc.com for all that information.
And as far as donations for the expansion project, how can people help you with that?
Certainly they can contact me directly, or Marcy Larson is our family programs manager. She's really the motivation behind this big project. And but people have been wonderful, have been very generous so far, and we're happy for the excitement.
All right, thanks so much for being here today.
Great,
and we'll have more when we come back on Cato Living.